Bradley struggling early in this ball game. 3 turnovers have cost him, and Creighton's played pretty well. There's Dan Albeck, head coach at Bradley, in his 2nd season.
He's got a tough job. Opening game in this game, Bradley played 2 teams that were below them in seeds in this tournament. 2 teams they have beaten twice this year. Now it becomes motivational, and many times it's out of the coach's hand, it's in the players' hands to motivate themselves.
Hawkins moves so well away from the ball. You mentioned that he can score on a bad night. The reason for that, Mike, is because he has so many different ways of scoring.
It's amazing. When he's not hitting from the outside, what does he do? He goes inside, scores, he regains his confidence, and then he ends up outside scoring a 3-pointer. Smart player.
Gallagher. Creighton plays on the lead by 3.
Gallagher had a nice night last night, 17 points. Good-looking big man, just a freshman.
James Barr nearly triggered it loose. Trimby to Hawkins. Porter Moser right with him. Hawkins slipped loose, but he ran out of real estate. Stepped down the baseline.
Pretty move, even though he stepped out of bounds. Spin dribble, sliced in from the baseline. NBA move. Without the out of bounds.
14:45 left to go, first half. Creighton by 3.
Just tuned in, that score may surprise you. The Creighton's playing heads-up ball. They created some turnovers by Bradley.
Triggered loose by Manuel. He's ahead of the field. Bradley can score so quickly. Creighton trying to control tempo, maintain a patient offense, take a smart shot. Rod Mason slipping loose at Trimby that time. Barr wide open. Luke Jackson another rebound. Luke had a big night off the boards last night. Oh!
Creighton did not get back very well that time. A couple of the players barely made it to midcourt before Bradley was down, laying it in.
Gallagher. Rod Mason out front. Guarded by Hawkins. Nice matchup. Hawkins commits the foul.
Right away, the minute Mason had the ball and realized Hawkins was on him, he went one-on-one, knowing that he has to make Percy Hawkins play defense and exert some energy while doing it.
3 team fouls now on Creighton. Mason at the line. 3 team fouls on Bradley, I should say. 3 on Creighton also. Rod Mason off to a good start here now. He has 6 points.
Once Creighton got out of that run-and-gun contest, which they started off in the first couple minutes, they settled down and played it on the half court. They're riding this ball game. That's their tempo. Half-court game, cut down the Bradley transition break.
13 and a half to go. First half. Manuel penetrates. Score it and a foul.
Cole cannot be beaten to the hoop by Manuel. He's quick enough to cut him off, and he doesn't. He cannot be beaten to the hoop by Manuel.
Juan Cole's first personal foul. That is 4 on Creighton now.
Manuel, not a good offensive night last night. They need him involved. This could get him going. He's a key player offensively.
Hawkins takes the rebound.
Gallagher missed jumped a little too early. When you make that mistake against a senior team like Bradley and against Hersey Hawkins, you'll pay the price. Hawkins picks it up and puts it in.
Few guards rebound as well as Hersey Hawkins.
May I add that the reason he rebounds so well is he was a high school center. He knows what it's like to play inside from experience.
This is Mason on Hawkins once again. Moser. Juan Cole. Luke Jackson took the long throw. Powell traveled. James Barr back on replacing Juan Cole. They just needed to give Barr a little break.
Powell got a little ahead of himself, but that's really one of the neat things that Bradley does. The big guys, Wayne, really run the floor well. They get involved in the break. They're just not trailers.
Donald Powell's been a starter at times in his career, but has adjusted very well to that 6th man roll off the bench. Gallagher
want to have the ball.
Moser for three. Donald Paul, good position and hands on the rebound.
Bradley's rebounding, coming to the surface now. They're strong inside.
Manuel's three-pointer off the mark. Hawkins had the ball stripped away and the foul is called. Porter Moser or Bob Harstead.
Hawkins just jumped over the defender, and he was quick in doing it, resulted in the rebound.
It is on Porter Moser. The foul is his second. It is the fifth on the team. 11:54 left to go, first half. Bradley on the lead. We'll be back after this from Pepsi.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
With the arrival of the Morrison's new baby, the flexibility of Country Company's universal life insurance is a big help.
I know it's hard to believe, but you can change the amount of your coverage, even skip payments if you need to.
But why Country Companies?
They've always delivered what they promised.
You got the country behind you.
With Country Company's universal life.
You got the country companies.
I want to remind you that the announcers for this game have been contracted for and approved by the Missouri Valley Conference. Any use, rebroadcast, or other transmission of this game without the written consent of the Missouri Valley Conference and Creative Sports Marketing is prohibited.
Playing the difference so far in the ball game has been two areas. Rebounding, Creighton 5, Bradley 13, and in field goal shooting. Creighton 3 for 12, Bradley 8 for 17.
There are the Blue Jays. Offensive rebounds. Bradley's dominated there, of course.
All that leads to is additional shots at the hoop. If you convert, nothing but plus, plus, plus.
Bradley on the attack. Braves lead by 3. Hawkins to Powell on the block. Over Gallagher. Foul committed by Chad Gallagher. It's his first, but the 6th on the team.
If Bradley continues to roll on and scores 4 or 5 baskets here, Wayne, and Creighton doesn't really respond, look for Creighton to switch and start playing some gimmick, jump-type zone defenses. Maybe a triangle and 2 with a chaser on Manuel and Hawkins, maybe a diamond and 1 with a chaser on Hawkins. Anything to try to throw Bradley off of their tempo, which would allow then Creighton to get back in the ball game possibly.
Powell has 5 points. Make it 6.
2-2-1, full court pressure.
Harstead.
Bradley uses that press to keep the tempo up. It's a tempo changer for Bradley.
Off the turnover, Bradley gets it back, leading by 5 now.
I think that pass was for Coach Allback. They saw someone move on the sideline. It was Coach Allback and not a Creighton player.
There's the Hawkins. Beautiful move. 8 points for Hawkins.
He was a splendid athlete. He shows you right there what an athlete like Hawkins can do inside.
Kicked into... I'd say it was kicked about 15 feet into the stands here by Trevor Trimpe.
A turn of the ankle, it might have been coming at us.
Yeah, that would have been scary.
we were close enough to reach out and touch Trevor Trimpe.
Put that up into the second section of box seats. Backdoor Harstead! Oh, what a great look by Farr.
Tremendous pass. Harstead showed us some jumping ability we had not seen before.
Hawkins for 3. Hit the top of the backboard. It'll belong to the Blue Jays. Hawkins was 10 of 18 from the field. 4 of 9 from three-point range last night. Getting 41.7 rebounds. Also had 4 assists.
and really wasn't a typical Hersey Hawkins offensive night.
Roggenberg almost traveled. Had to get rid of it to far.
Roggenberg, excellent ball game last night off the bench, Wayne. Very impressive with his perimeter shooting.
Gallagher. And they seem to be getting the shots for the most part. Manuel dribbles off his shin. Jackson went into the scorer's table, I should say press row. Trying to save it.
Creighton getting good shots. They're not going down. The key is they're not getting many second or third shots.
Exactly. They're getting hardly any at all in the last 5 minutes of this game. Mike Johnson in the game, number 44 for Creighton. There's Gallagher out high. Roggenberg for three. An air ball. Powell picks it off. Manuel to Wilson.
Oh, Wilson, good effort last night off the bench. Anthony Manuel got in foul trouble. Wilson did the job at the point.
Powell was fouled by Gallagher, and Gallagher picks up his second personal. That is 17 fouls with 9:50 to go. 17 fouls on Creighton.
Wayne, as you look around, you watched all these teams play over the last couple of days. You look at the Creighton team. They really have the nucleus of good, young inside players, don't they? Gallagher,
sure do.
Arstead. They got Billy O'Dowd over there who could, if he could fill out and get stronger with that body of his, they could really be tough. With a little bit of quickness that Coach Tony Brony feels he's adding to his team next year with his new recruits.
Barr is a good point guard. He'll be in his second and final year at Creighton.
He's a real plus for this team. He does an awful lot.
James Barr with the ball right now. Bradley on the trap. Rod Mason freed up.
Handled very well. Now they're going to pull it out. Make Bradley play some defense.
Gallagher going to work over Jackson. Powell struggles for the rebound with Jackson and Johnson. Johnson of Creighton, Jackson his teammate from Bradley.
With Arstead out of there, their rebounding, Creighton's rebounding
is non-existent.
Almost non-existent.
Hawkins trying to feed baseline, and we've got a foul. I believe Rod Mason the guilty party. Dan Crispin with the call. Mason picks up his first personal.
Coach Dan Albeck, a lot has been said about this team, about Hawkins, about Manuel, about a lot of people. But let's give that guy a lot of credit. It's not easy to coach a team in this circumstance. All the media attention, you really have to be able to understand your players and communicate with them. Coaching a team like Bradley this year, I don't feel a guy like Coach Albeck gets enough credit.
Donald Powell has hit on 65% of his free throws overall this season, coming into the tournament, that is. Powell now with 9 points. He had just 6 last night.
The pressure from Bradley.
Broken nicely, although Johnson almost a violation.
They want to string you out and turn your half-court game into a full-court transition game, which is really what they play best.
Traveling on Porter Moser. Moser just a sophomore. Points on turnovers.
Really a strong statistic right there.
Hawkins. He has 10.
Game's starting to slip away from Creighton right now. They haven't been able to get their shots to go down. Haven't been able to get any second or third shots. Bradley continues to score.
Rod Mason, I believe, was fouled by Hersey Hawkins. Looked like Hawk got him with the body. So on Hawkins' personal foul number 2, that is 4 team fouls on the Bradley Braves. Bob Harstead back on, and Mike Johnson leads for Creighton.
Harstead gives them that inside strength. You watched him rebound. You watched him hustle, do the dirty work, the offensive rebounding that many players don't like to do.
Rod Mason, 76% from the line. He's hit on 4 in a row from there today. Make it 5. Trying to keep the Blue Jays within shouting distance of the high-flying Bradley Braves. 9 points for Rod Mason. 8:25 to go first half. 14th ranked Bradley Braves on offense. This is Paul Wilson. Came out and did a nice job of the point guard spot, although he admits that's not his natural position. Hawkins operating down low, and I believe they got Gallagher coming in.
Tell you what, as we watch the Hawkins side at the block, Moser gets caught behind him. It's a bad place to be in there with that guy. Leads the country in scoring.
And there's the foul on Gallagher, slapping.
Gallagher really moved over and gave him some help when he really didn't need it.
Hawkins has 11. Billy O'Dowd into the ball game, replacing Chad Gallagher. Gallagher has 3 personals.
Creighton having problems guarding Bradley man-to-man. Look for them to try some zones for a stretch here in the first half.
1 out of 2 for Hawkins. He's missed 2 out of 3 from the line here today after going 17 for 17 last night. Oh, they're going to have trouble getting it across. Good feed to Moser to beat the clock. Billy O'Dowd is stripped away by Wilson, and the foul is called on Wilson. His first. That is only the 5th on the team.
Did you see that pass by Moser? Through the legs of Jackson on the bounce. Really a nice pass by Porter Moser.
Should be out of bounds. Non-shooting affair. Moser will trigger in the inbounds. Good look at Stanley Albeck.
One of my old ABA buddies.
A neat guy, too. He handled the success here and the ups and downs of the NBA very well over the years. 7:57 left to go. We're first half of play. Bradley plays on the lead by 9, and we'll be back.
It's time for Lifestyles of the Original Party Animal with the Grand Poobah of Partyometry, Bud Light's own Spuds McKenzie, as he's planning tonight's Big Bash. His fans watch as he pans his way to party elegance, a facial and massage, and Spuds McKenzie is ready to party. And Spuds parties with only Bud Light. He knows everything else is just a light.
Interiors by Whitmer can maximize the potential of your office for greater productivity. Whitmer provides a complete package featuring office function analysis, interior design, space and systems planning, and installation. Client needs are skillfully integrated with elements of design, color, and the finest in office furnishings. Whitmer also designs and installs filing and finding systems, including movable shelving and rotary and automated files. A productive office requires planning. Planning by Office Interiors by Whitmer in Peoria and Bloomington.
Mike Pratt back at Peoria at the Pepsi MVC basketball tournament. Bradley leading Creighton by 9, 7:57 left to go.
Creighton not in bad shape. Changed that defense up a little bit. Creighton 4 for 16 from the field. Bradley 10 for 20. 1 for 3, 3-pointers, 0 for 2 for Bradley, which is a surprising number. That's where Creighton is being killed, on the boards.
Both overall and certainly on the offensive end. Offensive rebounds translate into second chance shots. More cases than not. Far from deep and a foot on the 3-point line. Oh, they're up high for the rebound over the rim. Donald Powell.
Creighton getting 1 pop at the basket each time down the floor, and they're missing.
7:40 left to go, first half. Wilson for 3, yes!
Wayne, you mentioned what a good job he did off the bench last night. This guy can get hot real quick. We saw him last year a couple times where he was 5 for 6 from the 3-point range. He's a guy you have to know where he's at.
Mason, good move along the baseline. Harstad on the 10, the mouse man. Broken up with a play by Farr and Mason. It'll belong to Bradley, out of bounds. Right in front of our position. Could have kicked that back in, huh?
When Creighton gets a tip in, you don't even need to look. It's always Bob Harstad.
Harstad now with 8 points in the game. Mason has 9. Gallagher's the only other Blue Jay to score here. He has 2 points.
Little 1-3-1. Half-court zone by Creighton.
That was Wilson again. Powell on the tap.
Powell just too big, strong, and experienced for Billy O'Dowd.
6 points and 3 rebounds last night. Donald Powell already has 11 points here today. On the block, Harstad working hard. Powell retrieves the rebound. Anthony Manuel on the run to Jackson.
floor so well, as we told you earlier. Luke Jackson, the center, leading the break.
Standing ovation for the Bradley Braves in their hometown Peoria. 6:33 to go.
Even using them in your left hand, these new wrist offset snips will give you twice the leverage of ordinary snips in your right hand. And because of their offset blade design, give you more control by actually pushing the metal out of your way. So more of your energy goes to work instead of going to waste. Wrist offset snips from Cooper Tools. The difference between work and workmanship.
At Sherman's, our business has grown by leaps and bounds again this year. In fact, it's necessary to move to a larger warehouse. It's simple. Either we pay the expense of moving the merchandise or liquidate it at huge markdowns. We have decided to liquidate this stock. It's a chance for both of us to win. You get huge markdowns, and we eliminate moving millions of dollars of merchandise. Speed Clean washers and dryers are included in this special sale at all Sherman's locations, Peoria, Bloomington, and Peru.
Wayne Larrabee, Mike Pratt back in Peoria. Carver Arena. Bradley playing on the lead here in this semifinal matchup. The winner of this game takes on Illinois State.
We mentioned that Bradley's big men run so well. Why do they run the floor so well? Because they know they're going to get passes like this, and they get to score. Everybody loves to score.
James Farr breaks it across against the pressure. Farr going all the way. Was fouled. Luke Jackson. First personal on Jackson. That is 6 on Bradley. James Farr has some good quickness, doesn't he?
That's exactly what he brings to this team. Quickness, the ability to run the show offensively.
Non-shooting. Well, yeah, they're going to call it in the act of shooting, of course. Farr will be at the line for a pair. 80% free throw shooter. Study of concentration.
Playing this league right now is a league of shooting guards.
Really,
a lot of those shooting guards graduate. In the next couple of years, could it be a league of point guards? The Farrs, the Manuels, the Griffins. Quality point guards who will be juniors and seniors. Could go to be a league of top-flight point guards.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Some great talent at the guard position, period, in this league this year.
Certainly is.
Hawkins on the cut, and it's slapped away, picks up. Harstead grabs the board.
Who grabs the board?
Who do you think? Close your eyes. It's going to be Harstead more often than not if Creighton's got a rebound. That pass denied by Powell, picked up by Moser.
Powell working very hard defensively inside on Bob Harstead.
He is flat out of force in this game here today. Donald Powell at both ends.
Last night, not a good effort or night by Donald Powell. Today, he's come to play.
Foul is on Manuel as Mason made him pay for it in the paint. Anthony Manuel's first personal. You may recall last night he was in foul difficulty much of the night, and Manuel only played 22 minutes in that game.
They really need him, although Paul Wilson did a great job coming off the bench. But as you said, that's not his natural position.
Rod Mason hasn't missed from the free throw line. He has 1 3-point field goal. 7 of 7 from the free throw line.
Harstead got a hand on it. Couldn't control it. But again, that tremendous effort inside by that youngster.
He is a load, isn't he, Bob Harstead? Bradley sets it up offensively. 5:20 to go in the half.
Look for Bradley to go back inside to Jackson and Powell. Both of them working hard for position. Powell. That's what Bradley has to establish to win this tournament and go someplace in the NCAA. An inside game.
Nice. Make that 4:55 remaining. See the inside scoring a moment ago. We got a foul this time on Paul Wilson. His second personal.
A defensive change that time down the floor for Bradley. Paul Wilson, taller than Rod Mason, trying to deny him the ball, use his size to his advantage.
1-on-1 opportunity coming up for Rod Mason, who has 10 points. 7 of which have come from the free throw line, and 7 of 8 shooting.
Also, when you match up Paul Wilson on Rod Mason, that frees up Percy Hawkins to rest a little bit on defense, guarding someone else besides Rod Mason.
Hawkins has 11. There he is. Right around Porter Moser. Took it in on Gallagher and drew the foul. The 4th personal foul on Chad Gallagher.
Let's talk a minute about Porter Moser. He's a walk-on. Earned his spurs on this basketball team by hard work. Here you see him guarding the nation's leading scorer. We can't stop him, but give Porter Moser credit for what he's done on this basketball team. Tony Barone loves him. He sacrifices himself for the betterment of the team, does the dirty work on the perimeter. He's been a real plus down the stretch drive for Creighton.
Hawkins is now 2 of 4 at the line with 12 points. 4:38 to go. Jerry Thomas up off the bench, reports on for Bradley. Bill Jackson has a seat.
Jerry Thomas turned in an excellent defensive job with Steve Middleton last Monday at Southern Illinois. He could be a big league defender.
Barr lost it. Powell picks up to Hawkins on Mason. Wilson had it tapped but couldn't get it done. Mason for 3. Arstead. Rejected by Powell. This is Manuel.
Powell's come to play tonight, or this afternoon. He is really active and alert inside.
Donald Powell posting up on Nygaard. No man.
Need we say any more? Tremendous first half for Donald Powell at both ends of the floor.
15 points offensively for Powell. Bradley now leading by 17, largest lead of the afternoon. They're pulling away. Mason drives past Wilson. Nygaard from the outside. Anthony Manuel starts the break. Hawkins for 2.
Creighton needs a timeout here. Starting to slip away.
19-point advantage now for Bradley. The bench scoring.
What a number that is, huh? 18-0. You have to get something from your bench, and Creighton coming up empty-handed.
Barr. Creighton's only had 4 people score here today in this first half. Wilson outside. Threw a pass down low. Nobody was there. Blue Jays get it back. Billy O'Dowd reports on. Bill Nygaard leaves.
Wayne, Creighton is such a young basketball team. Might have to consider what playing 2 games back-to-back in this tournament does to them stamina-wise. They're not used to it. May have expended a lot of energy, maybe all they have, in last night's nightcap against Southern Illinois.
Moser for 3. Arstead is there on the weak side for the rebound. This is Mason for 3.
He's got something left.
Maybe the final game of his collegiate career.
He's the type of competitor you're going to have to drag out of here. He will not lay down and quit.
Manuel's 3-point attempt. Donald Powell.
Smart play, Donald Powell.
Not a good shot selection that time. He didn't have the angle.
Certainly didn't, and Billy O'Dowd had a long arm and reached out and blocked that one. I don't think Powell realizes how long an arm Billy O'Dowd has. Watch him. Uh-oh.
As we come back live, we've got a foul on O'Dowd this time. Billy O'Dowd picks up his first personal. Hey, Donald Powell has been a truck to handle inside, and they have tried 3 different people. Gallagher, he's got 4 fouls on Gallagher. Bill O'Dowd picks up a foul there. Now they bring on Mike Johnson again. The one guy they better not put on Powell is Bob Harstead, because he's the only guy rebounding for Creighton.
Now, on the defensive end, the guy who has semi-slowed Bob Harstead down has been Donald Powell. He's put the wood on him. He's leaned on him in there, and it's been a real battle.
My point on Harstead defensively, you don't want to put him on Powell. You don't want him to foul out. You need Harstead in the lineup all the way.
Point well taken.
2 minutes left to go, first half of play. Bradley winning as expected.
Little half-court trap here from Bradley, working on some things that they may have to use sometime either in this tournament or the NCAA.
Moser from the outside. Harstead had the rebound taken away by Powell. Hawkins goes to work.
Great body control, slicing between the Creighton defenders. Many players get the charge. Hersey Hawkins uses his body very, very well.
Hawkins has 17 in the first half. Harstead. There's Moser. Not much movement away from the ball by the Blue Jays. We got a foul inside. Jerry Thomas trying to deny the interior feed. Thomas' first personal foul. Both teams, as I mentioned earlier, have been over the foul limit.
Harstead that time drew the double team. Bradley knows that he is a factor inside. Not only Thomas, but Powell surround him when he gets the ball in low. Bradley's honoring his abilities by doubling down on him at the block.
Bob Harstead, 8 points here this afternoon. Make it 9. Head coach Tony Baroni, associate coach here with Dick Versace for 7 years in Peoria. Very popular figure here in town. 10 points now for Bob Harstead to match Rod Mason's 10. Or Mason has 13, I should say. Donald Powell was wide open at the back door. Hit the reverse and was fouled by Johnson. Johnson forgot about him.
Just a freshman. Has seen limited action all year. Here he is. He just loses Donald Powell. Just flat loses him. Powell, good job of using the rim. Reverse layup, protecting himself from Mike Johnson.
Powell's having a Hersey Hawkins type scoring night. He's got 19 already.
Wayne, they're going to need this man and Jones and Thomas inside if they're going to go far in tournament play.
Backcourt pressure by Bradley. Under a minute to go, first half. Roggenbergen is tipped away from behind by Manuel, and the chase is on. Saved by Thomas to Powell. Manuel to Hawkins. Broken up and knocked out of play. Last touch by Hersey.
Talking to Coach Mo McCone before the ball game today, talked about Donald Powell. He said Donald wants to win so bad, wants to win this tournament, that sometimes puts a little too much pressure on himself. That hasn't happened today.
Mason. 15 for Mason now. Final half minute of play, first half. Bradley leading by 17.
Let's see how Bradley executes this last second shot. They're looking to refine their execution for future ball games right now.
Hawkins for 3.
You can't refine it any better than that.
Time winding down. James Marr for 3. Impressive first half for the Bradley Braves, and they lead to a standing ovation. Bradley by 20. We'll be back with our halftime activities coming up after these messages.
These days, people talk a lot about truth in labeling. At Budweiser, we started our own truth in labeling program over 100 years ago. And what was true 100 years ago is still true today. Budweiser, king of beers.
When
want to see your eyes when you see our shrimp.
At Long John Silver's, we want to see you sink your teeth into our big, juicy butterfly shrimp. And right now, you can get these golden beauties in 4 great meals, each at a low price. Like our 6-piece shrimp dinner and our seafood platter.
You see, we want to make sure we're going to see you back.
4 great shrimp meals.
We want to see you happy.
Making fried chicken means toting a heavy skillet and slopping up your kitchen. Children, what we're talking is not fun. So get some Church's chicken instead. Big pieces of crispy chicken, they don't cost a lot. So someone expects you to cook when there is Church's chicken? Well, pick up that old skillet and you persuade them otherwise.
Get 8 big pieces of Church's chicken legs and thighs for only $3.99.
I'm about to show you a tool designed to guarantee weed and grass control, but it only works with a call to this number. For all the facts about how we'll take your toughest soybean weed and grass problems, recommend a control program using our products or even theirs, and guarantee it'll work. No carryover, no stunning, or your respray chemicals free. Now you know a tool isn't worth much unless you use it, so call.
No big guarantee.
After all, what have you got to lose?
Choice of a new generation. Good afternoon once again, everyone. Wayne Larrabee with Mike Pratt. And Mike, first half of play, I mean, to be expected. We expected Hersey Hawkins to get about 20 points in the first half. He did. Donald Powell, who had 6 points last night, matched Hawkins' 20.
Well, Donald Powell, who really is the key to the tournament future of the Bradley Braves, has come out and not only played offense, but he's played defense. And really, I think the situation is pretty well said this way. Last night, I thought Bradley was very unemotional. They played okay, but they didn't look like they were really refining their game. Today, they came out in a situation very similar to last night, where they played a team they had beaten already twice, beaten pretty handily, and man, they have laid it on the line. They're really executing. They're running the break. The big guys are involved. Powell has come off the bench. Great first half for Bradley.
What can you do if you're Tony Barone and you're Creighton? You're down by 20 at halftime. Your starting center, Chad Gallagher, has 4 personal fouls. I mean, there's not much you can do. They did as well as they could the first 5 minutes of the ball game, and they led Bradley by 3.
Well, Tony's the type of coach. He's a competitor. His kids are competitors. They're young. He's going to make some adjustments. He's probably going to try to play it more in the half court, shore up his rebounding situation, get Bob Harstead some help. But really, he's too young. He doesn't have the firepower right now. He's got to play it to keep this game close. He's playing one of the better teams in the country here tonight, or today, at home. He's got his hands full.
Let's update you on what's happened so far in the Missouri Valley Conference postseason tournament. There you get a look at it. Illinois State has advanced by upsetting Wichita State earlier today. So the Redbirds await the winner of this game between Bradley and Creighton. And it should be pointed out, Bradley now leading by 20 at halftime, a heavy favorite here in this second semifinal game. Illinois State owns a victory over Bradley, and it occurred here on this floor. It's the only time Bradley has lost here at home this year.
It's amazing. Illinois State comes right in here and beats Bradley. Bradley turns around, goes to Illinois State, beats Illinois State. So if Bradley continues on and wins this ball game, come Tuesday night, this is going to be a war.
You know, you talk about defensing Bradley. I'll tell you, if any team has the resources defensively to contain the Bradley Braves in their multifaceted attack, it is the Illinois State Redbirds. We'll return with more halftime activities coming up after this word from Pepsi.
That's generations ahead.
When the Bonells were buying this house, they needed a homeowner's policy in time for the closing. They called me. I'm State Farm Agent Larry Bruce. I inspected the property and made sure they had the coverage they needed. No delays, no red tape. When the big day came, they were ready, and so was the policy. fast personal service for all a family's insurance needs. That's what my job is all about.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Central Illinois law firm has over 65 years combined experience in personal injury cases. Goldfine and Bold. Which law firm represents the largest number of personal injury victims? Goldfine and Bold. Which law firm is the leader in personal injury and workers' compensation awards? Goldfine and Bold. What's the first thing you should do if you're injured? Call Goldfine and Bold. There's no charge to discuss your case. Don't settle for less.
Glasses. You can never find them when you really want them, mainly because you can't see them. It's a good thing I went for the 2-for-1 sale at Vision Express. I've always got a spare pair. Catch you later. Oh, dummy. Get 2-for-1 at Vision Express. Offer available for a limited time only.
Call now for an eye exam or bring in your prescription. Vision Express, Peoria's Northwoods Mall. Lower level next to Ward's.
This is Mark Strauss. Join me for a postseason wrap-up on Bradley Braves, the second season, Tuesday at 8, just prior to the Missouri Valley Conference Championship on WEEK.
We now take an inside look at the Missouri Valley Conference.
I'm Congressman Bob Michael, Republican leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, and I'm big on Bradley. Well, next to my parents who taught me about the values of life, I owe a great deal of my success to my old alma mater, Bradley University, for what they taught me in a medium-sized university and gave me as a start for everything I've done since then. And then, too, I guess as an added plus, I met my wife at Bradley University, and both of us have that loyalty that stretched down through the years and will be there until the day we die.
Back with more halftime activities after these messages.
Call this number for a great deal from UA Cable. Now, with a $10 donation to Easter Seals, you can get free cable installation. Plus, you can choose any premium channel and get 1 month free. Cable operators are standing by. 686-2600. Call now.
Through the years, mobile communication has gone through a lot of changes. In the beginning, there were a lot of strings attached and a lot of static in the air. It has taken time, but being the best always does, to reach the technological heights of the ultimate performance machine by Cellular One, with exclusive Cellular One features like voice activation and electronic message recording, plus so many other options. It's hard to improve on the best, but at Cellular One, we still do.
Glasses. You can never find them when you really want them, mainly because you can't see them. It's a good thing I went for the 2-for-1 sale at Vision Express. I've always got a spare pair. Catch you later. Oh, dummy. Get 2-for-1 at Vision Express. Offer available for a limited time only.
Call now for an eye exam or bring in your prescription. Vision Express, Peoria's Northwoods Mall. Lower level next to Ward's.
Rich wants you to know they're the largest Zenith dealer within 132 miles of Beacon.
Zenith presents a screen debut with an added dimension. 25 and 27-inch TVs with built-in space for your VCR and tapes. Now showing at a dealer near you. Zenith. Quality.
Rick's beats even the biggest discount stores. Rick's TV saves you money.
In a few weeks, a lot of people will join Queen Meadows Country Club. But even now you can swim in the indoor pool, enjoy the good food, do aerobics, and even get in a few rounds of golf. So what are you waiting for? Queen Meadows Country Club. Join now.
WEEK's coverage of the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament is brought to you in part by Widmer's Office Supply, Brown Sporting Goods, CBM Computers, Church's Fried Chicken, Mobay Chemical, John Bierce Ford, North Point Video, and by Jay Jansen.
The halftime highlights are brought to you by Budweiser, proud sponsors of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you.
Watch the teamwork between James Farr and Bob Harstead. Great lob pass. Harstead goes up over everybody. Tremendous first half for that young man. He is a hard-working basketball player. Donald Powell shows you what a pass can do. Percy Hawkins shows you what and how to play without the ball. Powell delivers. Hawkins converts. excellent first half at both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. Here he shows you what offensive rebound is all about. Not once, but twice. Gets the hand on it. Donald Powell. Impressive first half. Rod Mason could do more than just shoot. Bounce pass away from the defense. The youngster, Gallagher, turns on the baseline.
All right, there you have a look at the first half highlights. We'll be back to check the statistics after these words.
It's hard to rely on any of your tools if you can't rely on the ones you measure with. So we build the durability into every tape we make. That's why you don't see people replacing their Lufkin measuring tapes, but why you do see them buying more. Lufkin tapes from Cooper Tools. The difference between work and workmanship.
Hey, how you doing? Good. In fact, I feel like light. Hey. What the? Oh, no. Well, I meant Bud Light.
If you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light, because everything else...
You all right? Sure, just a little lightheaded.
It's just a light.
Brown Sporting Goods has hundreds of super fitness values to help you shape up and save. The Weslow Relay 880 treadmill has all the most wanted features, including variable speed adjustment, a 10-function work center that includes time, speed, distance, and a 2-function pulse monitor, plus a gas-assisted incline adjustment. A complete system for only $499.88. You save $200. For fitness, it's Brown's.
Brown Sporting Goods for the games you play.
Call this number for a great deal from UA Cable.
Hi, I'm Clark Smith. Right now, when you call and make a $10 donation to Easter Seals, UA Cablevision will install any cable service absolutely free. You get a great deal while you and UA Cablevision help out the Easter Seals Foundation.
Call now with a $10 donation to Easter Seals and get free cable installation. Plus, you can choose any premium channel and get 1 month free. Cable operators are standing by. 686-2600. Call now.
Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Pepsi, the choice of a new generation. State Farm. For all your insurance needs, auto, home, life, or health, call your State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Cooper Tools, makers of the finest hand tools in America. By Budweiser, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you. And by Long John Silver's, where we want to see you happy. Halftime statistics are being brought to you by State Farm. For all your insurance needs, auto, home, life, or health, call your State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Very obvious, Wayne, what's happened in this ball game. No one besides Mason and Harstead can score or get anything to go down offensively for the Creighton Bluejays. Bradley, good shooting percentage. Free throws, both teams been there 15 times. Not bad. Kept Creighton in the ball game. 2 for 8 for Creighton from the 3-bagger line. 2 for 6 hasn't been a factor this afternoon, the 3-point shot. 5 for Creighton, 8 for Bradley. Points off turnover. Creighton has been able to convert for 8 points. Bradley only 2. Big statistic right here. Offensive rebounds, 12 for Bradley. Second chance points, 12. Big number. Those second chance putback points are easier shots to make. That's why Bradley's winning. Bench scoring. Boy, I tell you what, Creighton has got nothing from their bench. 23 for Bradley. Inside scoring, Donald Powell has accounted for 20 of those 28 points. And I'll tell you what, he has been a factor at both ends of the floor.
Well, let's take a look at the individual scoring. Mason, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range, and 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Harstead, 3 of 6 from the floor, 4 of 4 at the free throw line, 7 rebounds in addition to 10 points. For the Bradley Braves, Hersey Hawkins, 8 of 15 for the field, 1 of 2 for three-point range, 3 of 5 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. In addition to those 20 points, Powell 6 of 9 from the floor, 8 of 9 at the free throw line, 11 rebounds. He has 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 block, and 1 steal. He's done it all here in this first half.
He certainly has. What a half.
Creighton basketball as we start the second half. Bradley leading by 20.
Creighton needs to come out and score quickly. They have to show themselves that they can put some points on the board. If not, it'll be a Bradley cakewalk.
Oh, you're right. Bradley much sharper, at least on the offensive end here tonight than they were last night. Should say this afternoon.
They seem to have that fire in their eye. And I know it's tough to play 2 teams in a row that you've really beaten decisively. But right now, Bradley's looking for sharpness as they go into the tournament.
Mason for 3. Good way to start the second half. 18 for Rod Mason.
That will give Creighton some confidence. They needed to score a hoop quickly.
Good look from Manuel to Hawkins on the reverse.
Manuel can deliver. He really threads the needle down through the paint to Hawkins, moving without the ball.
Blue Jays have to keep it on the half court, work the ball, work the clock, get good shots, and make them. That's the big part. Big part of the equation is you got to put them down. Arstead. Score it, and a foul. Donald Powell picks up his first personal foul. That is the first foul of the second half.
Coach Stan Albeck has rewarded that man with a starting assignment here in the second half. It's been a battle between Harstead and Powell. Harstead might have gotten away with something there. He lowered that shoulder, dipped the shoulder. When that happens, most referees react with an offensive foul.
Bob Harstead at the free throw line. Left it short on the rim. Powell the rebound. Anthony Manuel. Harstead on the steal against Jackson. Oh, he left it short.
Jackson has to come meet that pass. That was not Manuel's fault. Jackson's got to meet it. If you don't, the defender steps between you and the passer. He's gone, just like Harstead did.
Manuel with a quick release. Harstead climbing the boards, and Gallagher picks up off the floor. This is James Farr. Mason. 5 points of the second half for Mason, 20 in the game. Here come the Braves. Wilson.
Creighton coming out of the blocks in the second half, looking very sharp offensively, but they have not been able to cut the lead because they can't stop Bradley.
Chad Gallagher out high. He's playing with 4 personal fouls.
Need to get the ball out of his hand that far away from the basket. Getting back down at the block. Take it inside to him.
Feed inside to Harstead, batted right back to Farr, who buries it from 3-point range.
Give Coach Tony Brony credit. Brought his team out here in the second half. They're playing some ball. They're not willing to concede this ball game yet.
They've scored 10 points in the first 4 minutes. Hawkins! Wilson on the tap.
Great hands by Paul Wilson. Kept it alive with 1 tip, went right back up at it, and converted.
They have so many weapons, so much athletic ability, do the Bradley Braves. Timeout, Creighton Bluejays. 16:50 left to be played. Bradley on the lead. We'll be back after this word from Pepsi.
Hey, let's get something to drink. Let's forget about it.
No, come on, it's no problem.
So, how do we get back in?
Hey. Okay, come on, let's go. You got the keys? This is not a problem.
You know Meineke does discount mufflers.
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
But did you know Meineke also does quality brakes? Bad brake. Should have gone to Meineke. When it comes to discount mufflers and quality brakes, you won't go broke when you go Meineke. Don't go broke, go Meineke.
Design Furniture and Systems have created efficient offices for hundreds of Tri-County businesses. From interior design and space planning to product selection, coordination, and accent pieces to their experienced service department's final installation. No matter what your space or budget, Design Furniture and Systems can make your office more efficient through space-saver systems like this mobile storage unit or color-coded filing systems. Design Furniture and Systems, Downstate's fastest-growing interior design company with additional sales offices in Bloomington and LaSalle, Peru.
Wayne Larrabee, Mike Pratt back in Peoria, the Pepsi MVC basketball tournament. Semifinal action. Bradley leading Creighton.
Creighton out of the chute in the second half, firing 4 for 5 from the field. Bradley, on the other hand, 3 for 5.
They've cut a 20-point deficit down to 16, have the Blue Jays.
They have to find a way to stop Bradley. The rebounding advantage, 33 for Bradley, 14 for Creighton. That's the real factor. Rebound, second shot.
Barr looking inside. One of Billy O'Dowd. Harstead is at a high post.
Tell you what, Donald Powell that time on Billy O'Dowd. Billy O'Dowd not physical enough for Donald Powell.
Moser lets it go for 3. First field goal of the game.
Gotta like that youngster. Walking on, earning his way into starting position. That says a lot.
On the feed to Powell, and O'Dowd commits the foul. His second personal. That's only the first team foul on Creighton here in the second half. Tony Barone about to make a substitution, and Bill Nygaard will report on for the Blue Jays.
Nygaard brings a little bit more beef and experience into this lineup. Something they dearly need because Bradley is performing very well in the paint, thanks to Donald Powell.
Manuel for 3. 7 points now for Anthony Manuel.
Just trading three-pointers will not get Creighton back into striking distance.
Harstead looking inside for a moment. Ball tipped away by Wilson. Barr can chase down and retrieve. Wilson's got long arms, like a 747.
Good defender, plays the passing lanes well.
Nice feed inside to Mason. Difficult shot.
Donald Powell tips the ball.
Inside, Hawkins is triple teamed, and they give the jump ball indication. The arrow in the direction of the Bradley Braves.
Wayne, that's an example right there of what Hersey Hawkins has gone through all year long. Not only did he have his defender on him, the minute the ball got to him, he had 2 other ones, Barr and Harstead. They collapsed, 3 on him. Hey, what can you do with 3 guys?
He has moved into the number 5 position ahead of Al Frederick Hughes on the all-time NCAA scoring list, career-wise. With his effort in the first half today, Hawkins for 2.
Uses those picks so well.
Hersey has 24. 5 minutes into the second half. 18-point lead for Bradley. Harstead on the block against Powell. Foul coming up. Jackson helped out. Powell was on the block. I believe it's Donald Powell.
Bob Harstead can operate inside in the paint. He develops a jump shot from the foul line or from the wing over the summer. This kid's going to have a dynamite sophomore year. Watch him put the spin move on Donald Powell. Powell has his leg. A little technical problems there. We'll come back to that one.
Harstead at the line now with a 2-shot foul. Harstead had made 4 in a row from the free throw line. He's now missed 2 in a row. Hey, he may be tired.
Hey, he has every right to.
Yep, the way he's worked in the first 25 minutes of this game.
And he busted it last night, too. He was all over the floor.
Creighton basketball. Ball tipped out of bounds by Bradley. James Farr out front. Harstead on the block again against Powell.
Nice move. Good body position. Caught Powell behind him. Shows you he can score in there.
In the paint, Powell. Yes, and a foul. Yes, and it counts, and I believe it's on Gallagher, and that is it.
And Powell answers Harstead's 2 points with 2 of his own. Big afternoon for Donald Powell. Responds to Harstead's 2 with 2 of his own.
The foul is on Gallagher, and it is his 5th personal. He leaves with 2 points. Gallagher last night had 17, along with 8 rebounds.
As a coach, you like to see your players respond to the challenge. If they get beat on the defensive end, when they go down and convert, make something happen on the offensive end for you, you really like to see that.
Donald Powell is really making him pay. He has 23 points now in the game. Creighton breaks the pressure easily. James Farr out of the point. There's Moser.
Creighton still keeping Harstead down low. A battle between Harstead and Powell.
Harstead across the lane. Hawkins to Manuel. Good look to Powell. My goodness.
The minute Anthony Manuel gets the ball, his head is up. His eyes are searching the floor. It's amazing. He doesn't worry about where the ball's at. He's always searching the floor for the open man.
Farr swings loose to the Hawk for 3. Farr now with 2 second-half three-pointers has 10 points of the game. Stan Obeck's strategy is to shoot another three-pointer once one has been made. And Manuel lets it go. Luke Jackson over Harstead for the rebound. Manuel for 3.
Coach Albeck honed that philosophy in his professional days, particularly back in the old ABA, who first developed that three-point shot.
Good ball movement by Creighton here.
Good job this time by Creighton. They want to run the clock and make sure they can get the ball right there to Bob Harstead, because he's one of the few players who's been able to score this afternoon for Creighton.
Harstead has 16.
Continually, they need to go back to him.
Hawkins looking inside. Not much movement at all in the Bradley offense at the moment. Manuel will make something happen. Mason make that Wilson for 3. On the rebound, we've got a foul. They've whistled Donald Powell, I believe, for the personal foul. It would be his 3rd if that's the case.
Wilson's going to let fly. Donald Powell will get caught reaching on his rebound. Maybe Donald is a little tired right now.
3 personal fouls on Powell, 3 team fouls on Bradley. All of the fouls in the second half for Bradley have been on Powell.
When you get tired as a player, you have a tendency to reach on defense, reach on rebounding, because your feet don't move as quickly.
Juan Cole, number 14, new to the lineup for Creighton. So is Matt Roggenberg.
Roggenberg brings some three-point shooting ability to this lineup.
Manuel to Jackson. He was fouled. Juan Cole nearly took down big Lou Jackson. Luke Jackson.
Jackson out on the break at 6'8", because he knew that Anthony Manuel would find him, utilizing very quick hands. Look at Manuel looking for a trailer. I'll tell you what, does he know how to run a break?
There aren't many guards as flashy or efficient as Anthony Manuel.
Wayne, I really disagree with that to a point. He's not a spectacular type point guard, but he just delivers. He makes some good solid passes. I like him because he has the ability to make the pass. He doesn't try to make an easy pass hard and screw it up.
I like the way he can throw the ball through the lane, throw it through people.
He certainly does that.
Wilson on the rebound. Bradley remains on the attack.
A lot of point guards will make easy passes hard and mess them up, and then they wonder why they don't get a lot of assists.
Mason, Roggenberg. Good fast break for the Blue Jays.
Down to 14 right now. Creighton kind of easing back into the ball game. Bradley having some fouls and some turnovers.
They're playing with 4 substitutes. Hawkins going to work in the lane. Yes, and a foul.
Just when the game gets a little closer, they turn to that man, Hersey Hawkins. Watch him use this pick. But we'll see the pass anyway, and utilize that pick. Excellent pass off the high post from Luke Jackson.
Roggenberg picks up the foul. 4 team fouls now on the Blue Jays. Hersey Hawkins with 26 here this afternoon. 27 for the Hawk. 7, make that 11-33 left to go. Bradley on the lead, back after this from Long John Silver's.
We want to see your eyes when you see our shrimp.
At Long John Silver's, we want to see you sink your teeth into our big, juicy butterfly shrimp. And right now, you can get these golden beauties in 4 great meals, each at a low price. Like our 6-piece shrimp dinner and our seafood platter.
You see, we want to make sure we're going to see you back.
4 great shrimp meals.
We want to see you happy.
Introducing a completely different car. A car that's available exclusively at John Deere's Ford Yugo and John Deere's Jeep Eagle. It's like a new car. Introducing News Cars. Pre-owned, but as good as new for a lot less money. Every News Car or truck has new tires, new battery, warranty, oil filter, and a 20-point check.
This is a used car I can really count on.
A News Car is your best buy. We guarantee it. Only at John Deere's Ford Yugo and John Deere's Jeep Eagle.
Wayne Larrabee and Mike Pratt back in Peoria. The Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference postseason tournament semifinal round. The winner of this game moves on for the moment to play Illinois State and then to the NCAA tournament, the winner of that game.
High expectations right here in Peoria for the Bradley Braves. You know, it's unfortunate they were unable to go last year because they had a bang-up team last year too, and probably lost some ball games last year because they didn't have the incentive to make that NCAA tournament.
Won 17 games and lost 12 last year, right?
And it's tough to play a season when you know you have no shot at the big trophy.
Prior to that, they were like 35-3 previous year. Mason on the drive was fouled before the shot. They're not going to allow the field goal. Paul Wilson picks up the personal foul. His third. That is 4 now on Bradley here in the second half.
Good-sized team in there right now for Bradley with Jackson, Powell, Wilson, Hawkins, and Manuel. Good size.
Barr, good move to get off the shot. Powell takes charge of the board once again. This is Manuel. Had it slapped away from behind, and the foul is on James Farr. It's his first personal, 5 on the team here in the second half.
Farr quick enough to guard Anthony Manuel out there. Just doesn't seem to be able to get his feet planted in time to cut off that drive, Wayne.
Anthony Manuel at the free throw stripe. Everybody talks about his assists. He still was second in the team in scoring, 13 points a game, 3.6 rebounds.
He puts you in the box because you don't want to drop off him. He can stick it. When you run out there at him, he's quick enough to take it to the hole.
Those statistics, of course, were coming into tournament play, and the numbers you saw on your screen updated through last night's game. Hawkins trying to keep it alive. Harstead hauls it in. How many points do you think Anthony Manuel will get on another team, any other team in the Missouri Valley? Don't you think he'd be around 15, 20?
Oh, there's no doubt.
20.
He would have more shots, obviously, because he wouldn't be playing with Hersey Hawkins, who gets a lot of shots. His confidence could go up. He could be a real threat.
Harstead gives it up to O'Dowd on the drive.
That time, I think Bradley was playing defense only to get back on the offensive end because no one picked up Billy O'Dowd as he took it to the hoop.
Manuel, good look inside to Powell on the block, too hard off the glass. Harstead again clears the board. You've got to admire the way the Blue Jays have played here. They've shown a lot of class. They've come out and really competed in the second half, even though they were down by 20 at halftime.
No doubt they could have just as easily folded up the tent, looked for the plane tickets home, but they haven't done that.
Farr's pass a little too hot to handle for Harstead. Here comes Manuel. Hawkins cut toward the baseline. That pass was geared to the sideline.
Let's talk a second here about what the development of an inside game does for the Bradley Braves long-term in the NCAA tournament. It simply takes the pressure off Manuel and Hawkins. The defense has to then honor the inside game and not look to double team Hawkins and Manuel. It really takes the pressure off the perimeter game.
Arstead, a good move, couldn't get it to fall. Powell again, the rebound. This is Manuel. Wild shot by Manuel. Arstead on the feed ahead to Mason. Oh my goodness.
Mason heads up play. Porter Moser also heads up enough to follow the play and pick up the loose ball.
As if they planned it.
Pretty good timing.
Here's Mason. O'Dowd.
Hey, Billy O'Dowd.
Your thin man.
The original thin man has put together 2 hoops that are very, very impressive.
Timeout, Bradley. 9:01 left to go. And the Braves still leading, but now by just 14. We'll be back.
The day you drive out with a new car, you start driving down the value month after month. With most auto insurance, total a car 2 years later and you just get the used car value. But with Country Company's Keeper policy, if your car is wrecked beyond repair, you get a brand new car. Same make and model, even if it costs more than you paid at first. So get the Country behind you.
You got the Country Company.
Coming up on Tuesday night, March 8th, we'll be continuing our coverage of the Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference Tournament from Peoria, Illinois, with the championship game at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Be sure to join us for more exciting Missouri Valley Conference basketball.
Creighton climbing back into this ball game by shooting 11 for 17 from the field in the second half. 6 of 12 from the three-point line for the game. Also doing a much better job on the boards.
Powell has 13 rebounds. Harstead has 10 in the battle of the boards. Bradley on the attack. Manuel, good slip feed to Hawkins. Hawkins gets it back. Score it, and a foul. Boy, he does more in traffic. 29 now for the Hawk.
That time he caught Billy O'Dowd under the basket. A couple years from now, Billy O'Dowd, if he adds some weight, will send that thing back, and whoever takes it inside on him.
O'Dowd has 3 personal fouls, 6 now on Creighton. Hawkins at the line, looking for 30. 30 points it is for Hersey Hawkins. Still 8:49 left to go.
Bradley now back in the 2-2-1 press.
Barr whips it to O'Dowd. That pass almost took Billy O'Dowd's head right off his shoulders.
Give him credit for hanging on to that one.
Sure did. Yeah, he showed a good pair of hands there.
3 straight baskets for Billy O'Dowd. Did a good job offensively.
Powell leaves it short on the rim, and Harstead is there for the rebound.
Who else?
Gives him 11 rebounds here this afternoon, I believe.
For a guy his size who's not a great leaper, that's a couple nights work.
6'6", Bill Harstead. Porter Moser, Billy O'Dowd on the weave. Jackson with him defensively. Donald Powell kicked it right out of there. O'Dowd on a difficult try, and the foul is offensive.
Billy O'Dowd found himself in the corner. The worst place to be and no one to pass to. So what's he do? Puts it on the floor and takes a trip. Donald Powell meets him. You can't go into the corner with no one to pass to. Stay out of the corners or you're going to end up trapped.
Creighton now over the foul limit. Hawkins inside. Gave it up to Powell. It'll belong to Creighton. Another thing about Hawkins last night sets a single-game tournament record of 41 points. Still got 7 rebounds and had 4 assists, along with 3 steals.
He is the leading rebounder on the Bradley Braves. But for Bradley to advance in the NCAA tournament, Donald Powell has to play like he has tonight or this afternoon.
It'll go to Bradley. Last touch by Creighton. 7:26 to go in this one. The winner of this game meets Illinois State on Tuesday night right here in Peoria for the Missouri Valley Conference Championship and the NCAA berth. Hawkins, 32 now.
Stan Albeck has the Bradley Braves running that passing game baseline pick offense that really frees up the Hawk. They run it so well.
Porter Moser for 3. O'Dowd over Jackson, kept it alive for Harstead. A sensational move by Harstead.
Harstead chased that ball down in the paint, behind the basket, spun back into the paint, and rolled it in. Nothing but effort.
These Creighton kids have not given up. There's Hawkins. He's on fire now. 34 for Hersey Hawkins. Every time he touches it now, it's going in the hoop. He's in one of those grooves, you know.
The key to his shot, the minute he touches the ball, the shoulders are squared, then it's released so quickly.
Donald Powell, guilty of a holding foul on Bob Harstead. You heard Jim Bain say, okay, number 24, now don't be doing that. Powell's 4th personal foul. That's 5 on the Bradley Braves with 6:18 left to go. Bradley still in a comfortable position, leading by 17. We'll return to the Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference postseason tournament after this word from Pepsi.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
That's it.
It's over. We have nothing in common.
Never agreed on one thing. Ever.
Great. I'm too good for him.
I can do better.
We need to find someone
More like me. When you find something you have so much in common with, something so unique, so refreshing, you just can't stop yourself from grabbing it and holding on to it forever.
You know, Meineke does discount mufflers. I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler. But did you know Meineke also does quality brakes? Bad brake. Should have gone to Meineke. When it comes to discount mufflers and quality brakes, you won't go broke when you go Meineke. Don't go broke. Go Meineke.
Wayne Larrivee and Mike Pratt just about through the semifinal round of the Missouri Valley postseason tournament. 6:18 left to go in this one.
Watch Bob Harstead in the lower part of your screen. The ball will go back underneath the basket, almost out of bounds. What an acrobatic shot that was. He let that ball go from almost behind the backboard.
To look at him, and he is built like a 2x4. He is just strength and shoulders and bulk all the way down from his head to his toes. You wouldn't think he's capable of making a move like that, but boy, he does have great athletic ability.
Looks like a defensive end in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not like a basketball player.
Rod Mason trying to operate on Wilson. Nice job of getting inside, but again, it wouldn't fall. Paul Wilson, Emmanuel. Hawkins trying to put himself in position to break Oscar Robertson's all-time career scoring mark in the Missouri Valley Conference, and he could do it perhaps on Tuesday night here in Peoria. That's what they want to see.
You mentioned Oscar Robertson. Yesterday we had a chance to visit with him. The first thing he said about Hawkins was how quick he released the ball.
Gary Thomas scoops up on the loose deflection for his first 2 points of the afternoon. 19 points the lead now. Creighton trailed by 20 at halftime. There's Hawkins on the steal. He's got Jackson ahead of him. Chant of Luke from the crowd here in Peoria. Luke Jackson.
That was a crowd pleaser.
Coming up at about 5 minutes left to go in this one. Harstead inside. Oh, here comes the double team with Jackson.
When he gets double team, he has to learn to find the open man.
Mason is open for 3. Mason has not had a good second half.
He certainly kept him in the ball game in the first half, though. His perimeter shooting was very important to Creighton in the first half.
Wilson for three. He has 10. 4:40 to go.
These fans here at Bradley, they want to see that number 100 on the board. They get real excited the closer the Braves get to that number.
Barr on the drive. Arstead on the fade. Jackson pries loose the rebound. Manuel to Hawkins.
Nice break. 3-on-1. Very well handled. Coach Baroni wants to make sure his team takes their time. Maybe they don't have a chance to win, but they certainly want to keep the whole ball game respectable.
This is Mason for three. Mason now at 23, although 15 of those came in the first half.
Creighton having such a young team, Coach Baroni working on the confidence factor right now. He's setting the stage for future victories at Creighton.
Barr to Mason for three more. No. Jerry Thomas ahead to Wilson.
Oh, Wilson, great hands on that pass. Not an easy pass to corral. He showed you some very, very good hands.
This is what Bradley does best, and they receive a standing ovation from their hometown fans.
Also, these people want to see 100. They really get turned on by the number 100.
Here comes Hersey Hawkins to Jackson. Three minutes to go, and Bradley has 91 points. They are pouring it on.
Coach Baroni might use a timeout here.
Fans are on their feet. Mason on the drive. Beautiful move off the glass. Mason has 25. He has come alive here in the last 2 minutes.
He certainly has. He had a very good first half. Started out not quite as hot from the field as he was in the first half.
Hawkins was fouled out on the floor by Porter Moser, his third personal, and Hawkins will go to the line.
You want to try to avoid fouling at this stage of the ball game. What it does is stop the clock, extend the game, play good tough defense, but don't foul.
Now the bench beginning to be cleared for the Bradley Braves. Wilson, Jackson, Powell have all sat down now. Steve Bayless is in there. 1 plus the bonus for Hawkins. He has 36. 22nd game for 30 points or more for Hawkins. He has not missed from the free throw stripe for the second half. Matter of fact, he's made 5 in a row. Hersey Hawkins leads to a standing ovation.
He's not very popular here, is he, Wayne?
38 points for Hawkins. He's within range of Oscar Robertson on Tuesday night. Barr has to chase it down. The scramble is on. Shell to Jerry Thomas. 2 minutes left to go. Bradley, 5 points short of the century mark. Oh, you're right. These people must get something when they reach 100, huh?
Oh, that number
must be a hamburger or a pizza or something involved in this deal.
I'm not sure about that, but the number 100 really excites them.
Greg Jones picks up the foul. Anthony Manuel leads to a rousing round of applause. Manuel finishes with 8 points.
I don't think Bradley will have much of a problem getting up for the championship game against Illinois State. Should be a heck of a battle.
Rod Mason, Nygaard the rebound off the glass.
The fans want him now. They're ready to play too, huh?
chant of "We want ISU" from the Bradley crowd. Mason on the steal. He hasn't given up. He is fouled by Cash. Score the field goal. Rod Mason is going out on fire. 27 points now for Mason. Very quiet the first 15 minutes of the second half, but he has come alive down the stretch.
But I think you made the point very well, Wayne. Here's Rod Mason in the ball game right down to the wire. He's a senior. His career at Creighton is ending, but he never gives up. I like that young man. He's a tough competitor. He can flat stick it.
Mason has 28. 10:32 to go. Here's a steal by James Farr. 12 now for Farr. It'll be Bradley and Illinois State, one of the great rivalries in the Missouri Valley Conference for the automatic berth to the NCAA tournament in the championship game of the Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Got a foul coming up here on James Farr, his second personal. There's Tony Baroni. He's done an excellent job. Creighton 16 and 15 will finish the year at 16 up and 16 down. As Stan Albeck, he has more battles to fight.
That battle for the championship that you just mentioned, Wayne, classic battle. High-powered offense against one of the country's better defenses and one of the country's better defensive coaches.
If anyone can defense a team, it's Illinois State in this conference. If anyone can handle Bradley, speaking strictly from a defensive standpoint.
Well, the game may not be pretty Tuesday night, but it's going to be a war. I'll promise you that.
Steve Bayless makes a pair at the line. Young freshman out of Chillicothe, Ohio.
Fans mumbling, a little restless. They want to see 3 more on the board on the Bradley side.
Jerry Thomas trying to get it all in one shot. Juan Cole on the break. Farr knocked out of bounds. Last touch apparently by Jerry Thomas. It'll belong to Creighton. Under a minute left to go. I mentioned a moment ago Bradley pouring it on. They were merely, what I meant was Bradley was rolling in their offense. They're not trying to load it on anybody. They're just running their offense. The inbounds to Farr, the fade. Here come the break. Jerry Thomas. Fouled by Porter Moser. There's a difference when you're running your offense, when you're doing what you normally try to do and try to execute, and you're scoring a lot of points and your opponent is way behind. That's not loading it on as most people feel loading it on is. That's not the same definition of the word.
Very good point. Right now, Coach Stan Albeck has to be watching his team, not only the starters, but these guys off the bench. And he's concerned with execution, Wayne. So he can't pull it out and fool around and worry about running the score up. He has to worry about being sharp. Being sharp for Tuesday night and being sharp for the NCAA. So he has to let them run the offense. If they score out of it, that's great because that means that they are sharp offensively.
Bradley has 99 points now to 73 for Creighton. Inside Nygaard, they let him score. Good feed.
All right, the fans are on the feet.
Jerry Thomas.
There it is, the magic number.
Time winding down. Bill Nygaard. Nicely done.
It's amazing what tips people's trigger in basketball. 100 certainly does for Bradley.
The Bradley Braves have advanced to a meeting with their arch rivals, the Illinois State Redbirds, in the championship game of the Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference postseason tournament. We'll be back with 5.